think NPP a political party or go into elections in the recent 1 year. The track record and the trajectory and party in so leading up to the 2024 election was quite obvious. You could see this was a party and a broken idea for the leadership na including the government itself nankasa. So I know that they got to a point that the party became fragmented. Idea be shredded into pieces. But only Sana government was in power and not guide everybody along. And very often that has been the signature in a political space. Whenever a political party when power, you see a party now fragmented. Party structure no. In government run machinery of government. So I know that they no do elections, na party na a vehicle and power na a jonkolize we agu and sad way. NDC are suffer be, NPP are suffer be, and I wonder why still people are not learning because nekura to me. So here the difference between the NDC government and the party clearly you could see the party has started a fracture.
That's right.
It's quite obvious because Obia person move to government for something. I don't know you leave the power party na a vehicle for power no. Whenever I was in a bubu. So by the time I election bedroom, there is no party I would compare power. Because Baba sana base no more grand. Obia bufu are folding his arms to the baby. So that was the idea about when they're dead within the NPP. And idea be a minimum says, who go into election as a lose. Alaska, you claw back. Now what can I say? You review to see near my go wrong, they go right. And I can't first over project honor. I can't first over your name. People must see some difference. Be a man for say, party your contain almost your baby. Can't just say we lose power. You don't just lose power, you lose goodwill.
That's right.
The relationship between you and the people, get it distorted. And as part of your friends are all coming back, and you need to amend. Sabaya that bridge now, a breaking. Wait me amend. Sabaya, the people can easily count on you. But the NPP in opposition, I'm not sure that is what we see because high hustle so na who said a man for tete so.
I'm that's what so.
Yeah, ponkwa kese no mo tete so mu so very special people no. Kasafina no amam for guso no mo kawa ban mu no. Simon intransigent and belligerent behavior na wu no. That is the same thing that is playing out. So you don't see any change in the NPP that was in power and then the NPP that is in opposition. And very often, some of the ensemble far what national now because party our co-opposition we expect to say on by things differently. Now you see be from the structure party, no party na look attractive, that is not. But rather no a individual and your friends a man for interest and a more pursue. And clearly now no matter say issue date about thing.
That's right.
Per the constitution of the party, I think 2 years before your first main election, and also we you flag bearer. Fine, political parties and institutions, you can amend the constitutional provisions. So free say they have every right to do that. But you see, to propose a definitive date, say this is the day yeah koto aba. Abra, you know, say unyanko Congress ama date no kra na nya improve and means say yes, on the friend is over to Boabo and nice idea. So it means the very people who go there to approve have already given the red line. That is why you will set a date. Because very often, Ubetimia say, Nyameya Dumnasa Congress to Jetuma somewhere January or February. You give a tentative period, but to be very specific and fix the date, on 31st. Pending approval and so said the approval process is just a rubber stamp where then ubenya. And for me an American say party ban China ubetimi fa kwan bi so na wa maneuver how ubetimi restrict things but near NPP for asase omo ye ni nyina no communicate 110 just to sabotage every single flag bearer or be our interest in this thing and make sure say they once again impose Bawumia on the parties ticket.
Oh really?
Oh, that is exactly what is going to happen. Alaska, you see, you've been around for quite a long time. Politics, yeah. I'm not sure. Say 2015 now or China now Okruma say you follow the NPP internal politics. How the structure of the party, the core party structure now, Kasano was maneuvered in favor a particular candidate.
Very well.
It got to a time all the regional executive across the country, all constituency, district, wherever, they were all hip in line to support Dr. Bawumia.
Very well.
And Bawumia became the incumbent candidate. They were doing everything. It got to a point that either you stay in line or you get out.
That's right.
Some people who quite fast because of Bawumia, relevant people within the party like Alan, like Boakye Agyarko and Krano, the party didn't realize and some they trashed all of them because they didn't like what was going on. You understand? I can't just say any serious political strategist Biano. So we'll structure party and now we'll go into such a major election. Now a big wing like 2.3. Boakye Agyarko Alan no more catches on through party man. There's a way to bring them back. But because of broken leadership, arrogance, filthy, that kind of inflated self-relevance, at the time, these people thought, oh, your power, and they will be. I know that they allow these people to go, all in a bit to ensure, say, the candidate for the incumbent, will be imposed.
The establishment candidate.
So, Alaska, election, very often, the template has always been. Elections, you ever started from the constituency level. You new executive because we are ushering into a new realm. You cannot allow a group of people to go and leave to choose a leader when they themselves are not going to serve in any capacity.
That's right.
So who and who are going to work with the person? That is very, very important. So in the wisdom of the various political way, what you do is you build from the base bottom up.
That's right.
You set up the leadership. As our leadership no choose or more flag bearer, then there will be commitment on their part to ensure that they work towards the realization of the larger party vision. But in this particular way, there has been a certain attempt to say, okay, this time round, flag bearer elections and answer. Me say, NPP as an institution, they have every right. I'm not saying
that's right.
Constitution can be amended. But let's get the wisdom behind this thing. They say. Omo who say from head to toe, from regional district, whatever, executive no more holding are the same people who campaigned and led Bawumia's campaign.
Okay.
So not changing them means that these structures at the ground are going to work towards Bawumia's agenda.
2.3.
And I wonder why your friends say I seen Elon Musk. I
seen Elon Musk.
I seen for Elon Musk. Other people will keep quiet.
I don't know why I seen for Elon Musk.
Oh, we name Nabisa. I'm from Bachelor. Alaska. I wonder why they are all quiet because this is a complete sabotage. Or more yet, just to ensure say they impose Bawumia on the people. On the party, on the your friend said the establishment candidate. I have listened to a lot of justification or more major spin doctor within the media space. Otchere trying to weave some
as a spin doctor.
Yeah, some nasty justification as to why, according to him, very important. Say that started from the ground up. It has to make sense, Alaska, because say flag bearer in about a year, all of them, their mandate will expire. So I know the day, the very people whose mandate expire are the very people who are going to elect a new leader. New leader, a new crop of people will be appointed. So by the time I'm about an hour flag bearer, somebody may argue, sir, it is in the same party. But I'm telling you, sir, the agenda behind this thing is to get Bawumia elected at all costs. Because they know, sir, as it stands now, the party structure at the base from top to down are all in favor of Bawumia.
That's right.
Because prior to the elections, how some of them declare. Are you going to tell me, so be like who to me? Regional chairman. I don't know leading the campaign for Bawumia, and then he's going to change his mind. No. Maybe I got to a banana nipa for bar. That person may appear a bit neutral, a bit new. We don't know what that particular person is coming from. So the change that is expected to happen in their party. Sabe bit me rebranded the NPP as a vibrant political institution. A bit me offer serious opposition to the NDC being in government. We are not seeing those things. It seems that even in opposition, the party appear a bit more fragmented. And if you look at the media space, you see a man for a motto in some and party lack leadership even at this time. And according to them, it's one of the reasons why I'm not trying to elect. I said Bawumia still known as what they are around, but still people are defying party. Your friend is saying directive in as a forum. My catcher said general secretary. Obi on take us also your general secretary. Party we are serious now, Papa. Obi on take us also on your general secretary. I'm party chairman. Me say so. Why I'm not sure no moon.
I'm so I
Oh, we know who let me be.
And Nabusian Forson.
Yes, Nabusian Forson. NPP party chairman ayira mo hwehwe no nti wa be hunu bia no bo mo nkra na mo nkofo mo chairman. So this is a party there are serious internal challenges. I say they need to sit down and address these challenges. How to bring even those who left back. They are not even thinking about that. They think it's just electing a flag bearer alone no is enough for them to win elections. But you see Bawumia na amanfo ania bro mo de ne ba no. This is a guy who touted himself as an economist. Holding lecture upon lecture upon lecture. For 8 good years, the guy could not implement a single economic policy that brought positive transformation at the economic front of this country. Your Mahamadu ne deputy, you have heard saying, on the deputy president, none of them economists in that whole. Right. But look at the transformation that is going on. So our man for at this point the kind of questioning. But who Abraham say yourself a propose a wine. Also, say within a short period, the NDC has been able to. But these are according to them, Mahamadu is a communicator and Nana is an English lecturer.
That's right.
So if a communicator and English lecturer
could do this
within 6 months. Now said the whole so-called certified economist. Yes, in Yansan, you know, one team.
I almost saw you Obi JK
for 8 good years. For 8 good years, dollar no, I didn't say them and or lock no. He could not even breathe. It got to a time and the guy transformed himself into a low budget IT. Your friend say
low budget.
Na Bawumia na IT papa mu no way. Or transforming who into a low budget IT consultant. And on your friend is saying various space, talking IT, talking internet, talking about digital e-gate in as a phone. And I told you that guy is a joker. Because Alaska even for such a digital takeoff, the most important thing is the digital infrastructure.
That's right. In space. That platform.
Digital infrastructure be about Bawumia, a committee ya oputu sika in that you see build this infrastructure. So first, now we see political analysis in the debate. Very often you hear say, and this is NPP back at say, and they all the your friends say free social welfare program, social intervention, and this form for being mine. Let say these are ignorant people. They don't even know what they're talking about. Social intervention, I you need a social infrastructure for a social intervention to take off. But let me give a typical example. May I buy my bam me provide a free hospital for Emma. So that is a social intervention.
That's right.
Now Alaska free care and yakonu man biaso.
Yakonu hospital.
So you the social infrastructure for this it's hospital. So if you don't build the hospital, so why would somebody go on radio and be telling journalists you the free the social intervention you the way by but nobody is asking them the social infrastructure.
And the journalists no crowd so for us.
Now say they don't know. Some don't even know that there is something called social infrastructure.
That's right.
But for a social intervention to take off, you must need a social infrastructure.
Exactly.
The same thing has to do with digital. Digital take off, you need a digital infrastructure. Ask him, infrastructure better put in place. You understand? And these are some of the comedy these people use here to jump over the political narrative. Very often they were seen relevant. But the real Bawumia and NPP are trying heaven or hell to impose on him. Maybe they know say Kennedy Agyapong you be here. I'm betting me alive now with your party and because Kennedy Agyapong by NPP candidate or China and as the chair, the party is done. No need tape for man for how do go on. And now the kids and now he's playing gentle. I said, why I don't a gentleman? Right. You can't fool anybody.
That's right.
I catch us like Kennedy Agyapong is not a material. Any reasonable person should be thinking, should ever think is that guy should lead this country. Now that we see about them. Alaska, let's get serious. Let us get serious. You see, Alaska, and I'm scared for the next Ghana. To be very honest with you, I'm very scared. in as much as I think that things are, because very often what you now see a dear man for everyone away person you know just say it's so scary. Alaska it's so scary. Say intellectualism lead say key core leadership values na here to see in a person, you know. Those the people being banded around, you know. None of them. And I know Hong Kong, the other side is in some of the names coming up. You understand? So I think that Ghana, we need to make conscious effort to produce leaders. And yes, I maybe do know some of these toys and I'll be who on the stage.
Toys.
Oh, Alaska. Nanya politics in leadership na abam fwanka some of the names obete. Alaska. This is Kwame Nkrumah Ghana.
Na do the standard number firm.
This is Kwame Nkrumah Ghana. Me hu bra champa wa video we so kan gan o kan ewe na me hu be ma anim na awurade nyame. This is a guy ya or army amanfo to Ayawa so West Wagon.
That's right.
Am ko bro amanfo tuo. Sa issue no kwa investigative be say.
Na say kwa no obeto yense.
Was he not the same person that was threatening people say omo we ni aba no mo fa mo obi ana.
That's right.
And I'm saying it's so funny. The rate at which our politics are degenerating into the gutters, or leadership is degenerating into the gutters. You know? You are not careful. Now you are bringing some reformation into our political setup. Now, and maybe bedroom. I have told you, say, and maybe bedroom. We call Jubilee House na monkey to all. I can't drop any.
Over na monkey to all.
Oh, I've told you before.
That's also your vice president.
I'm telling you, your president. And that day is fast approaching. Because we see some of the names among for to Gumna. And now we don't feel very soon that ugly way na Makano will become a reality unless reasonable men of convention rise to the occasion and save the day. Alaska, we have a long way to go. So for me, I think it's sad. Said the MPP is not learning. They are not seeing the larger picture. And they are still living in the past. You see, Ghana is going. The new narrative, a bit is transforming politics. Ghana, for Mranti and Mario Moody politics, you know, they are even transforming. People have seen a certain new dawn, the next level of politics, and they are all adjusting and tuning their mind to that politics. It is about why na bear the right thing, why na onye the right thing. Power na medema no. Are you using it to further my interest or not? These are questions that young people are asking. It is not about na hana me free. And I remember me nuaba ni. And I me akaini. And I me yangwanani. And those nasty things and over the years now dominating. I give a lot of people relevance in our politics. And Alaska, those things don't fly anymore. You understand? Right. So I think that we need to readjust. And the MPP, my message to them, they say, you see, they should wake up from the past and run to the present here. And so with me jumping from the past and running into the present, they will know say the political institution called the MPP, you know, is in a serious problem, including internal leadership for them, and that there are a lot that they need to do to make sure say they restructure the party. So they are once again ever attractive to the people of this country. Goodwill ever return it to them. I know actually and some of can say Ghana near for more serious. And yes, sir, anything you say, people brandish you and says that when you're serious. Now, no, me former information minister because NDC formula no munchiromo. Kojo Kyeremanteng.
That's right.
Say NDC formula no munchiromo good governance. Now see, look at this. Well, you had power 8 good years. You messed and toyed with this country for 8 good years. After Ghana for a humiliating word up at about you aquatrancheno. 1 hour bet you will have to govern. You understand? And so a time will come up. They might be sitting on the sidelines saying things that are very sensible. But because goodwill, those kind of things, we don't try it into do. You cannot. It's NDC by your Mahamadu by 1, 2, 3 things be I go wrong.
That's right.
But first now, energy amount for the Becano, you don't see why, because goodwill is still on the side of the government.
Good.
What I say? Yantiana buyer be a fake doctor who come on appointment on the good day. This particular thing is supposed to be a big issue.
Sure.
But how many people even made it a central issue? Because of they be very goodwill on your part. Because they think that the government is doing bigger, larger things. Far outweigh some of these things. If you don't study some of these dynamics and understand and see how, as a political party, we position on structure who here, Alaska, you will still be in opposition though, but instead of being a friend to the people and are the friend of the people, no, they will continue to regard you as an enemy. And whenever they see you, Nema why in the past, they will quickly spring to mind, and they will see you for who you are. And for me, the MPP as a political, they are mature minds in the party. They don't even take them serious. Issue ya okay, mete somewhere Boakye Agyarko kase is absolute nonsense.
Nonsense, that's right.
And it's indeed nonsense because clearly you could see the agenda now more try to impose Bawumia no. And no the most important thing this leadership you more way. So I'm to me impose Bawumia we no more kokra among family because when you say new leadership back, the thing may go either ways. And they don't want that. The reality is that people think that Bawumia is not somebody who will win elections.
That's right.
And there are that side also thinks that Kennedy Agyapong is not a credible person. Top part in the take it down. And yes, I Ghana form serious.
That's right.
So and other people now do him. I do him. Who can first of born a bet? No, boy born in chamber to say. On the minimum America crock tonight. Minimum America crock tonight. America no minimum baby are not. Alaska, I was a more. Some be able win the bet born in chamber. I say more. I say Marco be a squawk as I can see me of a president. Daddy, Kwame Nkrumah Ghana. Oh, rather. I'm a bit I'm no crab. I'm castle. But I say, I was 11 already outside 9200. That's Ivan J. Innocent. Yeah, Alaska.
Ivan.
Yeah, I think that there has been a number of issues at Abasinko, and over the week, you know, Bakwana dominating related to this aura, matters involving Ken Ofori Atta, the health issues.
That's right.
The family, and then the wife, and the back and front, Nema Ekono. For an average person, people have always been questioning the commitment on the part of government. Say you be go ruthlessly after individuals. Yenina ya boy team pose the 2 million amount. Ko nafa wonim de ko she 2 million sika eye o man de achi. Na for bo nipa ho bra. Na make sure say human being at the end of the day will become the ultimate beneficiary of whatever decision, intention, whatever that we make as a country. Very often a man get it to that particular way now. They suddenly no adwene say menkwa na minim nyansa from mikurum menkwa na minim nyansa from this
that's right.
I'm special, so that kind of your friends inflated self relevance, no, it takes center stage. Very often people, instead of looking at the greater good, no, they become very arrogant, very your friends disrespectful, and they think say power na manya no me na I can't say we nyansani na we nyatumi the first thing esa wo ni say expiry date at that 2 million.
That's right.
So when I want nam na soja for salute na ye koba a time is coming na say Akufo na be bo minimum e de wakọ na second for that okọ parliament hu soja for na se fa no modi na and the same soldiers na pe na che no. What I say, that is how complex and how unpredictable this political space in SCT. And there be a metu among for say unya appointment unya to me. Don't look down, people. Don't think say you are sitting on the moon. I was so special there. A time will come, the tide will test against you, and at any against you, and I will say how you be now. Muma kwenye bina unya Abra Ken Ofori Atta opportunity to be Ghana's finance minister, Alaska. And Nema Brantia we did to me ye Kroma. Later we came to find out say Honor the most powerful person within the Akufo Addo cabinet. Because don't forget on Akufo Addo our family relations. Aside that, you know, there were other staff on NAPO. So his position became so secure to the extent say I think that he's one of the longest serving finance minister in the history of this country. He's for almost 7 to 8 good years. 18 when Chabat Kakrabi. A child the long we all enjoy despite resistance, opposition, the reckless incompetence, and then Nema or Danedy, the fact said the economy tumbled under him. Decisions in Nema not all taking in a more minor. Economic locally, no, Alaska Jiguye. For the first time, Nipo Mudo Musika Boa Bambosia, or they lost their money. And some had to take a haircut. we had to go and beg international lenders, creditors, and fire canchain. Alaska, a whole lot of nasty stuff happened with Kroma to a pointer. Yeah, economic ratings sink to junk status to the extent that among community of nation, now you're credible, you're worthy to get out there to say, Charlie, Ghana, you're seeing you acquire mouth because Wabon Kwasiabosiama Ameno. That is the name I can offer at a And aside all these decisions not making, there were other criminal related engagements here. Or then who shame at the end of the day, I'm warm, corrupt deals be of course be another. The guy was at the center of them.
That's right.
For instance, now the amode buy a corruption we are. Nkrofo ye kofa mo SML he was at the center of it. Nkrofo on betiji yesika he was at the center of it. Just all the criminal dealings be a course be ano Ken Ofori Atta a person of interest at this. And then the man coming here to answer questions and are very critical. And trust me, we can do a survey out there. There are a lot of Ghanaians that they want Ken Ofori Atta to come and answer for the things that he's done. But the point is, the gentleman has gotten to the realization that Neymana, as finance minister, was so criminal to the extent that Obakrom ha, there is no way but me,
That's right.
Now let's this a finance minister on one case, his own party people were chasing him out. How much more the opposition Ghanaians at large? On one case, and the party for were chasing him out because of reckless incompetence. Historical, ye nema or Ukroma say. And he has come to the realization that he stands no chance of getting out of the messy situation or the Ghana Kotum. So the only way out is to be playing this kind of games with that. In the first place, I sympathize with Obi Oyare. And as a Ghanaian and as somebody, as a health personnel, and I've seen it, the troubles, the ordeals that people go through. So I'll be the last person to, and I've told you in the past, the last thing I will do is to sit on radio and use somebody's health.
That's right.
That's right. Do back here. I brought Ken Ofori Atta finance minister, but now radio so catch us. Akwana Yare.
Oh Yare, also
because he look puffy. Puffy, which is like water leak into the cells, so that the skin, what I say, and the underlying this thing could be a lot. You understand? You could see clearly that the gentleman was not well, and at the time, some of us were advocating, say, won't Kwaku Annan being a finance minister. So why don't you quit and go and take care of yourself? But he didn't care because at the time, a murder. And then now you are sorry, I wasn't Crophobia Ken Ofori Atta family. Our bush, maybe who you are now free to be at social media and I trunk was assembling a semi or tracking him. Now knowing that something was really coming from a family. Let me say, really, we've gotten to a point that society now you will know that sense of shame in the hobby. Because Alaska, and some are making a brand now brands and a young family member be over kind. I say, Uncle Hannah, when was gentleman was collapsing banks. Taking Ghanaian businesses, borrowing foolishly out there. Out there, Kenke party, or the Nema signing contract. Sabi or no one Casanan in Crow for our former as advisors. They were getting paid over some of these things. We never heard of any family speaking. Say, oh, Nema said they see because and I said a gun of Wesi Kasai can the buyer tone it down. Papa Kwasin in the business, he took it off the map and not Jana Unguno. A man for na papa we have 4 more years or they all lost. Contractors are Owusu and as for them, Nina Kokem. So these are the criminal things that a course under Ken Ofori Atta Ghana for want answers. And in the course of this period, we never had any family member be or baby commenting. And now these jokers are bold enough to write a statement there. Bragana for say, and a special prosecutor say, only the free. Your friend saying, Interpol red alert. So now, good family, they are jokers, bunch of jokers. Alaska, because if there is any sense of decency, that will be the last thing that they will do to get involved in this particular matter. Because you see, Ken Ofori Atta is not as if say special prosecutor any man space. Or man time upon time. It got to a time you need to Interpol red we so through communication and as for Abranti say you free so another day time no soon yes you never came. And let me also say, and now yet here, Ken Ofori Atta fugitive status no has been affirmed by a court.
That's
because
right.
on one case they call human rights court to say special prosecutor any need free in chapel red alert no so now for yamba special prosecutor and as any document we need was so ya trust say fugitive bia no yenyi need free so court abon sem na to.
That's right. So for now so, no court Agyapong.
Yes, see am not here Ken Ofori Atta is legally a fugitive. A who ni baby ana say bag yo say dey otimi tam na shame de na bagana. Bagana for hwe no. Oh yes, he's a fugitive. Which means and some na original so na okekana sa back and forth ni nyina so be anim. Alaska, I have worked at the hospital before and I know how the protocols work. Say obi yare a na say yeka say even me fan say wo adwuma hoto wo na wo host program we.
Okay.
Na wakọ clinic bi wo ha say ni aka cho say wo yare. Alaska anya wo yire na be fra hoto fo aka cho mo say me kunu yare nto ntime ma adwuma. And now one kasa wa we yare no your friend say professionally no you cannot pick a phone and call and say oh ebi am yare nti that one you can do it for a day or two but for 1 week we nyama adwuma it is not wo and officially we back catch adwuma for say me yare and 1 week mean to be ma adwuma. You rather tell the doctor now or share no because on your professional award that accreditation with me to issued a certified medical way.
Yes, with the letterhead.
Letterhead you wanna catch us Alaska yare and because of this you know you say to me a keep no for that matter oh here rest and then as for own to me majuma that thing is legally binding. Because oko adwuma bia mu asa anema no ho and there is no court to defy that medical report na ka say oh yare chinchin ayamfa omra. In the case of Ken Ofori Atta, we have not seen a single letter coming from any doctor. Na mom ono na fa pen ni paper na wa chro Sammy wo Mayo clinic say na tienti no me ko we ade achi no the documents aba ono a o say I'm undergoing surgery. Now you could actually say na yere de krata wa say ni kunu under akọ surgery na wie na obeda fie 3 months.
3 months answer na we 20.
Na me say surgery no mo ye na yere na oye scrub net. Ana ona no ye anesthesis ana o wone ye fe ne say o man anesthesia. And she knows. You see, these are things that
they are also not smart too.
They were unintelligent criminals. Now look at the way they looted this country in a very foolish fashion. What do you expect from them? These are people who are naturally not intelligent. So in the because you can get a doctor. So what area? And now we're in the troll letter. The special prosecutor said, right. Go for a certified medical report. I will send him. And let the hospital and I say who couldn't send it to the special prosecutor. Say, my husband has undergone surgery, and because of possible post-surgical complications, I anticipating Tino, Ebia he will need 3 months to rest.
That's right, but
and there is no doctor that will give you that 3 months.
Exactly.
Now, Alaska, Okoye way transplant the crana. You have said you have amount that particular 3 months.
Kidney transplant.
Alaska, because you know, you can anticipate a possible post-surgery infection, that kind of sepsis in those kind of stuff. But you see, that long haul, no, the doctor will have to do a lot of explanation and justification as to why you need. There are surgeries that feel 6 months. It's true, it's possible.
Okay.
But the thing is, in this particular case, you know, let the doctor write and send it to the special prosecutor. I don't know, a carry weight, a hold away. But and I'm said dealings, you know, more either it is true or not, or more no winning the more you know. There is no official communication between the hospital
and themselves
and the special prosecutor and acquire family affair. And then I'm a troll letter, or channel papa troll letter, or channel and a year troll letter. And that tells you, say, these people have no respect for the people of this country. And that is what I'm trying to tell you. Because if Ken Ofori Atta ever respect for the people of this country, Alaska, trust me, and he has demonstrated clearly, say, he's unwilling to come to this country to face persecution and not face anything. And that tells you the caliber of people they are. When they were out there dissipating the resources of the country, foolishly borrowing out there, breaking businesses, taking people off, breaking banks ne na se for no making rich men poor in the name of vindictive politics na for no they never thought to say a time will come their power will elapse and they will be held accountable. And that is why I keep telling people, say if you are in power today, be smart and be intelligent. No who say nya special person to your appointment or privilege be na wenya na what ho an office na wakotena no obi atena ho pen and na waba kokora to them last minute the chairman echo papa bifie he was one of the most powerful people
in Ghana
ohun akasa akrontumi nkasa o se dem abrosan na otesoro just yakosoro mu na number form and me who so obi nya tumi no arrogant I mean say you guys are very stupid because as a sensible person, when you to me, the first thing you do, how can I positively make impact on Obi?
Build people.
Alaska, I'm telling you, sir, there are people we are very powerful in Ghana. Now, they are lonely. No security in quality. Even family members cry desert.
Sir, I'm building people.
Yes. Now one building will be an assembly. What assembly? There are prominent Ghanaians. Omoji di ye na omnkwa na hihye omodem abrosan so na omotetete na yakosoro mu na edina si form ene ebeti was 3 days no see form Alaska to me no winya make positive impact. That is all power is supposed to be. Something a black African is struggling to understand. That to me it's not an avenue to be arrogant, to inflate your relevance. Make people think say me ana mahu obisi free cam na the camera di na chiri wa huru no cause you guys are jokers. You don't even understand what power is. Very tricky. The dynamics in there very complex. One way na wura tima obedu we ba dwen kwasa wo nya nipa chesa wo ye super human being ekaka ye jawa obetimi etu afa wiem
I have one po
it's a power wura bu na didu mu kwa achira. You feel so superior to the sense that I told you I didn't me too. Everyone sir. One Ken Ofori Atta and how all powerful. So you for the kura na bag no corner. Alaska. He never thought that time will come. We never to know. Ghana ya one kasa o mine. Bon ya give you birth for her. Ya bread or her say. Hana wo yire no magu. Ene oman ya wo firim Obama ya asem untumi ma. Adentia.
Mesi anra Bossman Asare wadanfu kopie mu e parliament o se nipa ye mobo. Bossman Asare pa otumi ka je say NDC aye threat to them your democracy.
Macho mind.
Mesi anra Bossman Asare ko appear before parliament. Mesi anra just quite asem na kan kra no obi send message enti enye we na ye Bossman Asare na. Just a minia. Just a some mu bisa no gone are the days anka masa o the old mu ye say why you mobo na some kan kra nsisi so hare na drusu bisa na say wo mu si ai na wo mu de ebo awe no ho bra no say akire baabi e wo say ye to aba ye bobo no akire say e bia ye to aba ye mo na hifa ne state wo say ye to aba ye nko bobo police station unia o baba na to we you just so funny say no funny say now if you look at the comments and never now Bossman Asare pa
Alaska these are jokers and an incompetent club of individuals. You don't even know where we pluck them from. And for me going forward no I think we need to do a lot of structural adjustments in the way and manner you put people at leadership. The last time I catch was Ghana see ayetena hai nipa na and I'm a kwaje me degree free me kwaje me degree free me fam ayantia na taxi drivers be go kroma bebre say omo ye professors say US Akufo time they were all driving cabs in the US
so a taxi I driving mu professors so
Alaska e be jeje position akese till date some couldn't even produce a single certificate and that particular trend is still running. Me say opai ne my chance and confiscated certificate nyina na yem put no under scrutiny. Wo me say about 50% of people holding certificate running around fake. Cause the system is so weak.
But on the ababa be serve o man Ghana mu agigi hu sika. Say why hu GTech? Why hu the aircoso?
Yes. Na ene crowd say agroman ka so mu nye serious. Because we are serious institution and nobody na kwakofa issue raising and sana why we adwuma What as a serious institution, you know, you don't wait for issue to pop up and say what start and do to know some first one. I mean, my principle has always been that you don't sit till things will come up now. Senya we never and can we use for the BG tech. We see these are me say and we need to get serious and move beyond some of these theatrical dramatic politics. The kind of way people rush to the fray when something has happened. All of a sudden, we assume say Juma. People have been abusing these things over the years. Where have they been? You understand? So for me, I think that you see the whole essence of power. No? Black African must understand it. It is an avenue to make positive impact. It is an avenue to make sure that we build the next generation. We build others. Say, you can fold your arms and comfortably say, these people now, this is what you have done. And no, and a leadership, the kind of positive impact I've been making on society, among society. It is not about how many properties you who cares? I have told you, Sammy, if you think I will respect you because you are rich, but damn, because I don't even care about what you have. It is about the impact you make on others. You understand? Because I've seen a lot of rich men in as if who think is that we are rich and we are richer than you. What I say, I know the day it is about the impact you make. That is the most significant thing, you understand? And people will respect you for that. There are those who will celebrate you, Chama and a boss, a Ghana, the winning Jessica, and crank it to your monam social media and say, Muno Mudia, what's your Mombachichomo? And maybe we will have me, but Tana has some time ago.
Sorry, I also mean Macod defraud.
Macod defraud America, anyway, yeah. Omunyan Chewa, men, never been so winner, one with defraud. Because the system and the network is such that they will not follow just Alaska.
Exactly.
Where we are $20,000. No. Or they have time, they can give you 10 years. And now they confirm it that they've been following them for 10 good years.
That's right.
Because you see, they have time to understand. Say, Nippon or Moya Sedgman, is it a syndicate? Is it an individual? How we neko and always be they have that financing terrorism agenda at the back of their mind. So they want to understand the extent of operation air corner, so they can allow this thing to slide for almost 10 good years. Now, Sikana was in the first place, F Bank. In the second place, Unya Alert. And then Sikania 2 free now about and then financial system there is no single money that comes into a Ghana that is not accounted for. And you think that may have fraud, may have smart. You guys are jokers. And America says sometimes, you know, now if you understand certain things and how some of these things work here, you will not be advertising such things.
Ivan, Obi is sending message. And I say in USA and elsewhere, PhD means Professor of Highway Driving.
and then Akufo Addo.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.